I've got 13 new ink samples in. Let's have a swatch party to the overhead. Before I start swatching the inks, as you can see them beautifully lined up right here, I want to show you two other things that came in that order that are good to have, but I didn't realize that I would need them. And the first one is this. It's called an inkwell. And let's get to the official name, which, look, Ink Miser, Ink Shot, Inkwell. Really? Did we have to go with all those inks? 3 inks in the one word to describe this little plasticky thing. Anyway, you use it with a syringe to get ink from the bottom of a bottle maybe, or the bottle when a nib cannot fit into a sample. That's when you use it. You put your ink in here and you scoop it up with the syringe and enter it into your converter or your cartridge if you're refilling a cartridge. I was tired really of not being able to get the last bit of inks in these sample bottles particularly. I don't have a lot of bottles of ink, and so it made sense. Now, one of the reasons I got this is because I was watching the the Goulet Pens, what does he call himself? He's hilarious. Drew Brown. He was talking about 5 tools that you'll need. I'll link that video below. But he is so freaking hilarious, and he gave me not me particularly, but he gave a suggestion on how to get ink out of the sample, especially when you're using a converter. What you do is you push a pencil in the top right side of the converter to hold it steady against the side. This then frees up one hand, so all you have to do is twist the top of the converter to draw up the ink. Problem solved. But I kind of like this one better. This makes it so much easier. These two work hand in hand, these two. Alrighty. The other thing I got was the bulb syringy squeezy thing, and you use it to flush out your pen. I did not know that this thing I use for my kids to get all the gunk out of their nose is also used for ink. Who knew? I should have saved the last one I had. That was 22 years ago. How would I know that I would be now? It's best to get a new one, a clean one. So there you go. Those are the two things, the extra things I got. Alrighty, let's get on to this ink swatching. Let's get in a little bit closer here. What I will be using is my ink swatch book. This is a Midori B6 Slim notebook. And as you can see, I have, that's just the page where I'm swatching. I have tabs for the colors. I swatch my ink in a couple of ways, which works for me, especially when I'm trying to find a particular ink for currently inked. I love to see the color all together, but today what I have is, so this is the blue tab, this is the blue tab, and then the red tab, and then the yellow. So all of the inks are grouped by color, by hue. But also today, how I'll be doing it is this way. I call this the art page. I swatch all of the inks that I have on these 2 pages. When I get more, I think the 13 will fit here quite nicely. So we'll begin here. Hopefully I don't have to go to other sheets. But I love how it really looks like a piece of artwork. And as you can see, each ink, I've actually written the name of the ink around. So it really does. I love this. Absolutely love this. Alrighty, let's get started, shall we? The first one that I will be inking is, let's get this stuff straight. The first one I will be inking is the DIAMINE Oxford Blue. Let's see. Looks so thick. Let's go in here. Wow. it has a colonial look about it. It's so dark. You know what it looks like? It looks like my school uniform. Huh, that's funny. One of the things I also do is I use these Avery tags, these multi-use labels. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I've put one on the top of here so that I can also swatch this. So I know at a glance what the color, the actual color of the ink is. Alrighty, so this one is, and to write on the, I usually use my Pilot E95S. So cool, I love this. Okay, so this one is, and of course, I like to go around the circle, DIAMINE. Alrighty, so that's the first one, DIAMINE Oxford Blue. Let's get to swatching these. I will go through them and then show you each one with a swatch, one of my Colorverse art card swatches. I'll show them individually, but I'm just going to go through this really quickly so far. I swear to you, blue is actually not my favorite color, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 5 blues. I wouldn't consider this one a blue, although I got a mess up in there. So those are the ones. Let me write the names in, let them dry, write the names in, and I'll be right back. Okay, you can see that I have added all the colors to this, what I call my artwork swatch. Except for the pink, all of these other colors I have added. And I want to show you them individually. I'm going to show you the cards that I created for them. So this first one is DIAMINE Oxford Blue. It's a really deep, rich. For some strange reason, it reminds me of my schoolgirl colors for my uniform when I was growing up. Fascinating. Then we have DIAMINE Soft Mint. Beautiful, beautiful mint. When I swatch these cards, I swatch heavier over here so we can see shading, and then I swatch lighter so we can see just the lighter parts of that ink, and that is just beautiful. Next we have the ATREMENTIS Document Violet. Yeah, the ATREMENTIS Document Violet. I put the name on the back. And it's a beautiful shade of purple that I'm really going to enjoy writing with. And next we have DIAMINE Shimmering Seas. Let's get up. And there's a little bit of just shading on that. It's so pretty. Here's another deep blue. And I realize I have a lot of blues in this collection. Again. Next one is DIAMINE Poppy Red. I did not need another red, but I love the it's like an orangey red rather than a deep, like a burgundy red. So this is DIAMINE Poppy Red. And this next one is my absolute favorite. This is Organic Studios Nitrogen. Now watch this. Look at that awesomeness. It is so, and it shows up when you write, and that's why I love this one. It shows up as you're writing. Like some other shimmer inks do not show up well. This one shows up when you write. So pretty. Next one is the ATREMENTIS Document Turquoise. The ATREMENTIS Mint Turquoise. So it's a deeper shade of teal that is just beautiful. Next one is, come on, Monteverde Copper Noir. This is the one I have, if you watched my recent pen video where I showed the vanishing point decimal, I inked it up in this beautiful shade of brown, orange hints, beautiful shade of orange. This one is a gray that I'm absolutely in love with. This is DIAMINE Moon Dust. I almost wish, because it said dust in the, because it has dust in the name, I wish it had some shimmer, but it's just a beautiful, just a simple gray color. Yeah. Next one is DIAMINE Majestic Blue. There's some, as you can see at the edge there, there is some purple happening. So this is DIAMINE Majestic Blue. Next one is DIAMINE Cocoa Shimmer. I think the camera is picking up on that shimmer that's happening in this area here. That one's Cocoa Shimmer. This came recommended by someone who made a comment on my video, which was really cool. This one is a yellow. I love getting yellows. I don't use yellow a lot. This one is called Robert Oster Aussie Liquid Gold, and it feels like liquid gold. It looks like a liquid gold, or my version of what liquid gold would look like. So I think this one is kind of aptly named. Really pretty. And the last one is the ATREMENTIS Document Dark Blue. This has a hint of gray in it when you look at it. I don't know if I can get the camera to pick up. It has more gray tones to it, so it's muted, but I love the way it looks. Absolutely love the way it looks. So yeah, those are the ink samples. I've already written each one in the color space. So when I do an ink sample, this is just for me. I just love seeing color this way. So this is like a piece of artwork for me. But the two that I definitely document with are the cards, and in each hue has its own space. So there you go, 4 yellows. That's amazing to me. One of the things I also do is I bought this tray, and this is my ink sample tray, which is so cool. I'll put a link to where I got this in the description box. But one of the things I do is on top of each box, I think I put this little label, and so yeah, it helps me identify the colors of the inks, because as you can see, they all look the same here, but they're all so different. Alrighty, that's it. Those are my new inks. Coming up, I will be using some of these, especially this Organic Studio. Look at that one. Oh my gosh. Organic Studios, you just did a number on us. I will be inking this one up in my Currently ink for July. That's the next video coming out. Anyway, have fun with what you're doing. Take care.